Welcome to Hustle System. My name is Mikhail and I help people master their mindset, build a better business, and help you live your life on your terms. In this video, I want to talk about the fact that I'm actually scared, totally shitless about what I'm trying to do, and hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better about taking some risks of your own. As always, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button. And if you have subscribed, but have not yet clicked the notification bell, please click that little notification bell so you can be notified when we upload more videos. So why am I scared shitless? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little story that happened to me this year. I was working as a C-level executive at a company earning around $200,000 per year, living a very comfortable lifestyle, working from home, just absolutely crushing it. Had some other business ventures, et cetera, but all in all, I had this illusion of stability this entire time. And very, very recently, I'd say around May, I decided to leave that and take the plunge and just go entirely on my own. Before that, I was kind of moonlighting. I was doing both. I was CMO and CFO, and then I was doing my own ventures, and I made the plunge. And there was something psychologically that kind of snapped that said, listen, you no longer have a safety net. It's 100% on you now. And it freaked me out. And it's taken a couple months for my psychology to really settle into this new paradigm of peak performance, output-oriented design. Now, granted, my income's increased, my lifestyle's become exponentially better since living. I mean, life is just better than ever before. But the scary part is I've got a team of people that entirely rely on my ability to deliver results, to stay on track, and to maintain a peak level of performance. And what's fascinating about that is I now know how professional athletes feel. I now know how CEOs feel and founders feel about having to deal with the pressure and about holding yourself accountable, right? Because at the end of the day, I could totally sit here, I could totally go have a nice long lunch or go for a walk, and I probably wouldn't get that affected by it. But then I think about the output that my team is required to deliver for me, that I expect of them, the standard that I expect of them. And then I ask myself, how am I expecting my team to hold to the highest standard possible if I don't hold myself to the highest standard possible? And so that kind of scares me. And the thing that scares me is not the risk profile of the money management, like that part we've got covered. The thing that scares me is not the delivery for clients, that part we got covered. The thing that scares me is not the delivery for students or creating amazing courses or creating amazing content. That we all have covered. The thing that scares me is the cognitive biases within my own psychology that I might not even know exist. So for example, right here, right now, I'm creating this awesome YouTube video for you to break down this concept. You could argue that there are about 75 other things I could or should be doing with this time that I'm spending right here, right now, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That time I don't get back, and you could argue that that time should have been invested in closing another client, in scaling an internal system, in developing a new proposal, etc. There's a list of about 75 to 120 things that I could think of that I could do. And here's the scary part, okay? And this is the part that scares me, and hopefully some of you that are looking to start your own companies or already running your own companies can relate to this, is you don't know which action is the right action. You think you know. You make really educated guesses, right? I can make really educated guesses from seeing, Tai Lopez, from seeing Jump Cut Academy, from seeing Real Social Dynamics, and seeing those companies inside out, having a huge part in the success of those organizations and managing, $1 million a month in marketing and backend and being CMO, CFO. Okay, I can make some decent deductions on the things that I should be doing, but at the same time, you never really know, right? So I had to make that video because I've been filming and I'm like, you know what? I sense fear. And our mission statement, right, is to help entrepreneurs all over the world deal with the things that are in their subconscious, those little demons that pop up and poke at you at night. And that was mine right here, right now, today. I said, I'm kind of scared that I might decide to go on a date instead of staying up and building systems. I might decide to go to bed early rather than staying up late. I might decide to do X instead of Y. And what's interesting there is it's very difficult to tell what the proper decision is. Like let me ask you this. Let's say we have 12 to 16 hours worth of work that we need to accomplish within a given day, which is what my day looks like. Should I, A, be staying up as late as possible to get as much done as possible and then just dealing with the sleep, or should I be going to bed early and waking up early so I'm in peak performance mode the entire time? Right? You could totally argue each one. One allows me to kind of squeeze out more work. The other one maintains peak performance so that the work is higher quality. It's like, who knows, right? And that's kind of scary, is that either thing could be the answer and that neither thing could be the answer. Maybe it's something totally different. Maybe we should be outsourcing everything. Maybe I shouldn't even be making this video. Maybe what I should be doing is going for a walk down the street or going to the ocean to think about the macro strategy of the business to make sure that all of our managers are compensated fairly, or that maybe I would see a blind spot with a client that maybe we had overlooked that needs to be covered, that maybe I won't see as a result of making this video. Maybe there's a product line that we could be rolling out. Maybe there's a new partnership that we could be establishing. The laundry list of things that you can do as an entrepreneur is almost infinite. And that's the scary part. And that's the psychology that I want to walk you through as I'm unveiling, as I'm untangling this knot right here, right now, on camera for you, of having an agency, hyper growth, more and more clients, more and more wealth, more and more money to manage, more and more success to manage, more and more slips and downsides to every slip in the psychology. Because let's say I take an hour off, right? Let's say I choose to watch some shows or something for an hour. Well, and I have 25 people, let's say, that rely on me, that's 25 hours worth of output. Now, let's say I have another 25 students and another 25 clients. Well, that's 75 hours worth of output that I could have generated in that hour, right? Because what I could have done was said, listen, during this hour, I'm gonna touch base. I'm gonna spend 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 minutes to touch base with every single staff member. Boom, 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 boom. 25 staff. Okay, that's 50 minutes. That means I have a 10-minute break, right? So boom, touch base, 2 minutes to touch base with every single staff member. But during those 2 minutes, I'm gonna tell every single staff member to reach out to one client and reach out to one student to make an impact in their life. So now I would have created basically 1 hour to 25, and then 25 to 2, which basically means 1 to 75, if you really do the math, right? So, and it's fascinating to think about that psychology when you get put in these positions and you have this board. It's like, the average person starts playing chess, right? The board is set up in the same way, but this is like playing three-dimensional chess on a board that's always shifting with different positions. And it's like Tetris chess. It's like the board does this and then like breaks apart and then puts itself back together in some unique way. And it's very, very fascinating for my brain to wrap itself around this idea of there being multivariant modes of outcome and not having a proper and definitive success model of sequenced action. So like I'm very good at sequencing. I know exactly what I need to do, but the question always becomes, should I be doing all of those things, or is there something totally exponential that I'm not seeing unless I pull myself out of the big picture? But then if I pull myself out of the big picture, then I'm not executing on things I need to be executing on. And so it's like, well, which is the right thing? Who knows? And I think a lot of people in the comments will probably hopefully comment and say, this is the right thing, this is the right thing, this is the right thing. But that's what's scary, is you never really know, right? Like we talk about P-step of taking, the strategy, breaking it down, executing, getting the feedback, increasing the frequency of that process, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's great. And that's what we do, right? But there's always a part of your own psychology that says, maybe if I went to get a coffee, right? Like really track with me here. And this is what's so crazy about it. Maybe instead of filming this video, right? I mentioned like I could be, this time right here, right now, together, right? Maybe I could be doing something else. Maybe I could be going to get a coffee, and something as simple as getting a coffee. Maybe I'm standing there next to somebody and that person's a perfect fit to be a client or a partner in a business, and that turns into 7, maybe 8 figures. And because I chose to record the video instead of going to get the coffee, now that opportunity vanished. Or maybe somebody watches this video, says, dude, I love the way you think. This is raw, this is real. You know what, let's partner. And maybe that turns into a 7 or 8 figure opportunity. And it's like, unless you clone yourself, you can't really do both of them at once. And then it's not just 2, it's like an infinite amount of probability. So it's like quantum reality on top of quantum reality. It's like quantum to the exponent of quantum. It's pretty bonkers. So that's what my brain is facing. And I wanted to share that because it's kind of scary to think about that The things that you are doing that you assume to be right might not be the right things, and you might not need to do them at all. You might need to outsource everything. Maybe you need to outsource nothing. Maybe you need to not do them at all. Maybe you need to do everything all at once. Maybe you need to do everything in perfect sequence. Maybe you need to do just this part, then stop and then move on to something else. Maybe you need to go to the beach and sit by the ocean and think about stuff. Maybe you need to go on that date or go on that dinner. Maybe you need to go reach out to a friend and just have a chat. Maybe you need to find a mentor who's done it before, get their input. Maybe you need to accept that input. Maybe you need to discard that input. Who knows? It's wild. So I want to have a real transparent moment with you guys here because, again, now it's kind of like, it's like the zombies are out and it's all on us. It's all on us as entrepreneurs to make the results happen. And that's exciting. That's exhilarating. We get to play ball on our own court. Again, none of those things are things that I'm worried about. But what does scare me is this idea that the human psychology might not be able to interpret everything, right? It's got a limited scope. And you notice this whenever you get on an airplane, right? Whenever you get on an airplane, you fly up and you realize how big the world is, and you realize that you could have the biggest house, you could have $100 million house, but from the airplane, it still looks little because there's a bunch of those houses. It's like you think you're like God, and then you realize, whoa, we're all really small. And so that's the part of the human psychology that I find to be so fascinating, this idea that we might not be thinking big enough ever, right? What if the Earth was just this little pebble in the universe, and there's some other consciousness level there that's looking at us going you guys are taking all this stuff way too seriously. You guys are on a pebble, dude. There's a bunch of other pebbles. So and you guys are this is the one pebble, right? And my life is the one life, and we need to take the action and get the clients and get the money, the Rolls Royce, right? It's so crazy to think about. And when it comes to being results driven, what's the more important result? Is it the happiness? Is it the sustainable workflow? Is it the low stress? Is it to go to the gym, or is it to go and write a client proposal until 2 or 3 in the morning? Or is it to go to bed early and then go to the gym in the morning? It's who knows, right? So it's this cool little Rubik's Cube. I'm solving it. You guys know me pretty well. I'm pretty optimized. It's it's always productive. There's never really a moment that's not productive in the positive direction. But the question is, is it 1x or is it 10x? Or is there something that's 1,000x that you could do that you totally didn't think about? And those 1,000x things are they're like Easter eggs. They're like these little Pokemon that are hidden. And those are always the things where it's you chose to, you got fed up with your day, you got really angry because the thing wasn't working. You decided to go have a coffee. You're having a coffee, and some dude sits down next to you. You start up chatting, and he's like, dude, I run a business. Let me hire your agency. You go, cool, awesome. Send me a proposal. You send him the proposal. That turns into tons of money. And now you're not frustrated anymore because that thing you were frustrated on doesn't have anywhere near the same result that conversation had. And that's the trip. And that's the trip, guys. I don't have the answer for this one, okay? I don't have the answer unless you can have omnipresent consciousness and be able to decipher every potential outcome of every action and sequence of actions and interlinked actions. I think just enjoy the journey. So for me, rather than, being scared, I'm enjoying it. I'm whoa, we don't know. This is the land of the unknown. This is the Wild West. Entrepreneurship is the new Wild West because there's all this unknown, there's all this competition, there's all this danger and risk, and people play hard and they play fast and they play to kill, man. And I think that's so cool because we have all the tools. We've never had all the tools before. Not like this. Not being able to just set up cameras, not being able to just wire stuff through the internet to anywhere in the world, hire people across the entire planet, instantaneous communication, transference of thought, capturing of thought, the ability to make amazing videos, amazing podcasts, amazing art, deliver messages, create that mission statement, and boom, make that instantaneous impact that just, it rattles the entire fabric of reality if done properly. We haven't really had that before. We're given much more power than we've ever had. And so in a way it is scary because again, people rely on you, right? When you're an entrepreneur, your staff relies on you, your clients rely on you, your students rely on you. And that can feel like weight, but just like when you're going to the gym and you lift the weight, you get better, you get stronger. And after a while you get excited. You look forward to stepping in that gym with those headphones, lifting that heavy weight because you know that that's what you're meant to do. And that's part of your purpose here is to make that impact. And maybe it's up to you to deal with the fear. Maybe it's up to us, the entrepreneurs, to deal with that fear so that everybody else can live their comfy, safe little lives and not really realize the fact that that fear is what sets you on fire. That fear is what keeps you alive. So thank you for taking time to watch this video. As always, Hustle System, my name is Mikhail. I help people master their mindset, build a better business, and help you live your life on your terms. If you like this video, please comment down below. What is your current fear? What is that thing that you're most scared of? Is it that you're going to lose your job? Is it that you're going to try your business and you're going to fail? Is it something totally different? Comment down below. Let us know. As always, I appreciate you. I have lots and lots of love for you. And I will see you in the next video.